Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are diving into Ceanne DeRohan's Land of Pan. And this is one of those books that's really more of an invitation than just something you read. It's about a journey into lost memory, personal power, and something the author calls magic.
Okay, so let's jump right in with the book's opening question, which is pretty provocative. And no, this isn't some geology quiz. The book's not asking about a literal scientific memory. It's asking about something deeper, more intuitive. Those little glimmers or echoes of a time when maybe the world, and even ourselves, felt more whole.
And this quote, wow, it just gets right to the absolute heart of the whole book. The idea is that the reality we all walk around in every day isn't nearly as solid as we think it is. It's got these little cracks in it. And if we learn to pay attention to those cracks, we can actually open them up into doorways to a much deeper kind of awareness.
So, what exactly have we lost? Well, the book argues that as a whole, humanity has kind of forgotten this really profound inner power. It's a form of spiritual and emotional awareness that it just calls magic.
Now hold on, because the book completely redefines this word. This is not about wands or spells or anything from a fantasy novel. The magic DeRohan is talking about is like an internal technology. It's the ability to be deeply, truly aware of your own emotions, your own history, and your authentic self.
And making this distinction is absolutely crucial. See, our society usually defines power as having control over other people, over resources, right? The book argues that this is just a distraction from what true power really is. Real power comes from inside. It's that authentic connection to your own spirit and your purpose.
Okay, so if this incredible inner power is basically our birthright, then what's stopping us? Where did it go?
And this is the challenging part. According to Land of Pan, we can't really blame some outside force. The barriers are inside of us. They're walls that we've constructed, a lot of the time totally unconsciously, throughout our entire lives.
The book actually lays out a pretty clear cycle. So it starts with emotional wounds from our past. And to cope with those, what do? We repress the feelings that go with them. But here's the thing. Those unfelt emotions, they don't just vanish. They lock us into repeating the same patterns, the same history over and over again. And we don't even understand why we're doing it.
But listen, this isn't just about diagnosing what's wrong. The book is, at its core, about hope. It offers a path back. And it's not some simple 5-step plan. It's more like a poetic, introspective guide to finding those doorways that lead back to ourselves.
This really is the question that drives the rest of the journey, isn't it? If the walls are internal, inside of us, how do we even begin to take them down? How do we find our way through a landscape that we might not even recognize as our own?
So the book's approach is all about subtle attention. It's about noticing those quiet glimmers. It's about finally allowing feelings to move through you instead of being blocked. And it's about consciously recognizing the patterns you're stuck in, because only then can you finally choose a different path. So where does this path actually lead? What's the destination of all this inner work? Well, the book has a beautiful word for it: restoration, a complete return to your authentic self. And it's so important to get this. This process isn't about just putting a Band-Aid on old wounds or feeling a little better. It's about a fundamental, total restoration, reclaiming the whole, authentic person you were always meant to be. And when you are restored, the book claims you get back your connection to these really core parts of your being. You find your true self, your purpose becomes crystal clear, and you feel totally rooted in your own emotional truth and your spiritual history.
So here's the thing. This book was first published way back in 1995, but it still has this deeply devoted following. So why does this poetic and honestly sometimes challenging book still resonate so strongly with people today?
Well, the data gives us a pretty big clue. I mean, with a super high average rating like this on Goodreads, it's pretty clear that for the people who find this book, it has a really profound and overwhelmingly positive impact.
And when you look at the reviews and what people are saying, a few themes just keep popping up. Readers love its unique voice and its power as a tool for real, deep transformation. A lot of people say it gives them language for spiritual experiences they couldn't describe before, and they actually value that it's challenging because it forces them to slow down and really think.
And ultimately, this right here seems to be the heart of why it's so beloved. In a world that can feel so disconnected, the book offers this incredibly powerful message. No matter what's been lost or forgotten, the path back is always there. Restoration is always possible.
And so, we'll end with the book's invitation to you. It's really a call to look at your own life, not as some solid fixed thing, but as a place of real possibility. To look for those little glimmers, those subtle feelings, and just ask yourself, what doorways are just waiting for me to open them?